And here we are once again. We back. This is Frankly Football. Hey, and I got my main man. He back with me. He missed one episode. I got
Hey
six.
man, it happens every now and then, man. We got life going on, moving back and forth, man. But saw the episode, man. It was top flight, man. And I just wanted to chime in with you on what you were talking about with the great Lord Voldemort, aka Randy Gregory.
He who shall not be named.
He shall not be named, but now he can be named.
He back, man.
Right.
And the main reason that I feel like this is so big is because we know that even though Randy hasn't been here in camp, he got that phone call, he rolled out of bed, and he's capable of getting 6 to 8 sacks in a year.
That was always my biggest thing with Randy. When we started talking about him, is that his ability, his natural pass rushing ability, at that time, he was the best pass rusher on the team. The beauty of the acquisition, player acquisition is a $365 a year round deal, is that not only do you have a DeMarcus Lawrence, now you've added Alden Smith, you've added, Everson Griffin,
yep.
And now you get a second wave defensive pass rusher in Randy Gregory, along with the acquisition in the draft of Bradley and Nye. Now you've got waves and waves of pass rushers on the team, and that's a great situation for them.
It is too much of a good thing,
Now it's never too much of a good thing like that.
Yeah,
that ain't never too
absolutely.
much.
Absolutely.
That's like Luther Vandross. Never too much. Never too much. Never too much.
Never
too much.
So check this out, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned this before. You have your first set of defensive linemen who can go out there and get you 20 plus sacks in a year. These are your backups in the form of Randy Gregory and Alden Smith. That's the real team toxic right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen. This is official. That was one of Vach's, shout out to Vach Lombardi, man. That was his biggest thing, is team toxic. But I think what's happening goes along your lines where you were talking about earlier and where you shared with me the Sinister Six. You officially have the Sinister Six, and they are set out to destroy backfields. When you have a pass rush, the way they have it set up in waves, and that was the beauty of the three-time champion Dallas Cowboys, where you had a Russell Maryland, you had a Tony Tolbert, you had a Charles Haley, you had just waves of guys coming. That once one guy tapped out, another guy was able. Leon Lett, you had Chad Henning, you had guys able to tap in, come in fresh, and be able to go. And I think that's what they were looking for now. With what they're playing and where they can put on the field, you don't know who's coming from where, and they can come from any direction.
That's right.
So with the addition of Randy, you now have the super athletic young bendy guy who is literally nowhere on his tires, and he has nothing but adoration and love for the Dallas Cowboys, because when most people in the world, including Cowboy fans, were throwing him away, they still embraced him. They still loved on him. They still got him on a rookie deal.
They extended him for a year.
Right. So he has got nothing but love and adoration and wanting to play football now. And now they've got the one thing that kept him off the field. Like we've always said, when we said with Alden Smith, he was out here getting 19 sacks in a season, and he was out here coking and smoking, acting like Eddie Kane Jr., you know what I'm saying? Coking and smoking and doing stuff. And now he's fresh, he's younger, he's older, he's wiser, he's put more weight on. Now you get the full thrust of his potential. That's the same thing now you get with Randy Gregory.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about this. We talk about how you have your rotation of guys, and these may be your backups. But wait for that time, that 3rd and 8, where Mike McCarthy just give that hand signal, release the hounds, and you have all 6 of those guys on the same time, on the line at the same time.
Man, acting like he unleashing hell on people, man. Man, if you could think about the different combinations they can throw out there, you can turn around on the 3rd and 8. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. You can put Alden Smith inside. You can put Everson Griffin inside. And let's say you put Randy Gregory on the outside. You got those 4 coming. Or if you don't want to do that, you can turn around and you can put Aldon Smith on the outside, put Tyrone Crawford inside, put down Terry Poe inside for a banger, and then put Randy, and then bring a Bradley and Nye. You've just got countless combinations. It's like a Rubik's Cube, countless of combinations to come at people from different waves and different stretches and different places, that now you've got just a full-fledged pass rush that's going to just cause havoc. That's going to, just cause problems for people, not only in our division, but in the league.
That's right. I don't think anybody's safe from it, me personally.
No, I don't think anybody's safe. And I think it helps on every level. It helps the linebackers, because now you're in passing situations. You have to throw the football, and then I can dictate what I want to do to you. It helps the secondaries. They get better because they're going to be younger. They're going to be, young in some areas, not as top flight or quote unquote name people that, people will say, oh, I put a name with that guy in the secondary. But when you have less time to cover, that makes you look a whole lot better. So
Absolutely.
I think it helps out leaps and bounds.
Absolutely. And to kind of top it off, everybody in the Twitter world anyway was a little bit up in arms that he wasn't going to be able to start the season. He's not going to be able to come in until right after week 6 is when he can start team activities. In the meantime,
Right.
he can do individual drills and be in the facility with trainers and things like that.
Right.
I kind of put it like this. In Avengers Endgame, where Captain America grabbed his broken up shield, he tightened his wrist up because he got the big gash on his wrist.
Right.
And then suddenly he hears in his earpiece, "Hey, Cap, on your left." That bit of reinforcements right there is a healthy Randy Gregory. When some of our defensive linemen may be feeling, the wear and tear of almost a half a season. That's
not half season, because 10 games is half season, because we playing 20.
Yeah.
So
okay. I like it.
So since we got 20 games to play, it gets him the opportunity to work out in the facility, be around his teammates, get what he's missed from not being in training camp, time in the classroom, things of that nature, and going from there. But I also believe it helps with the bumps and bruises that you may have with other guys, because you got a 31, 32-year-old Everson Griffin. He may be a little beat up, a little banged up by week 6. You turn around, you got an Aldon Smith who hasn't played in 5 years, who hasn't been in those battles like that. So now you got the ability to kind of rotate him out. And so now Aldon Smith is great on 25 snaps, right? Right. He can be great. He can be nothing but great. He can be great today on 25 snaps, 25, 30 snaps, right? And so you don't have to lean as heavily on guys, but guys are fresh, ready to go. And to be honest with you, man, Randy has never in his NFL career had a full NFL offseason.
Ever. He has the equivalent of like 2.5 years worth of games on his body right now.
If that. We got one full season. He got one full season. His rookie year, he turned around and had the high ankle sprain.
Yep.
So he had half a year, maybe eight games there. Yeah, I think he's got 24 games, period. If we go back and look at it, I don't think he's got that many games on his body. But the one thing he does have, he's got a bend. He's got that Gumby bend like you wouldn't believe. So I'm excited for it.
That's right. And here's the thing. This is an issue that we may not have to look at again with the new rules regarding, the
sticky or the icky.
Yeah, the sticky.
Yeah, the sticky or the icky, Number the finest.
There we go.
Finest. Yeah.
We may not have to approach this issue again.
No,
because the levels that they are gonna bust guys for is like tripled what it was previously.
Right. But it also goes back to the point that they aren't increasing the testing. They're just saying the levels that they're testing for are triple what they were before, what they were hitting before. So it can also help with the one thing that a lot of these guys don't want to deal with is the use of opioids and getting addicted to them. And you've got guys who've been in the league for years say, hey, listen, man, I just knew when they said they were going to test, I'm stopping. Now I don't have to stop. I may have to cut back. Maybe I may not have to. I can go get this medical grade that's still to the point that I can do it and be able to function and get through my season. My body didn't have as much pain as it has, and be able to go forward. So I don't think you'll never have that problem again.
Hopefully.
You'll never have that problem again.
Hopefully.
So it's a good situation.
Absolutely. I need to think of more names for this defensive unit because
man, listen, you got the Toxics, you got the Team Toxic, you got Sinister Six, you've got you're going to be able to come up with a lot of different names and analogies and things like this. But here's the one thing you're going to be able to come up with more. You'll be able to come up with one thing that's be able to help this team be better, and that's turnovers, more possessions, and more wins. That's where that comes from. And you haven't had that in Dallas in 20-some-odd years. 20-some-odd years. You haven't had this kind of upbeat and uptick for the defense like this in a long, long time. A whole slew of guys on the opposite side of the football with question marks and people saying they can't do it, and they are ready to just show out. So I'm totally excited about the defense.
Absolutely. But hey, man, we didn't want to take up too much of your time. We just wanted to opine about this news together.
Yes.
Because my last video about this was purely just me letting off my excitement, blowing off the steam, if you will.
Hey, man, you have to do that sometimes because we have been waiting for Randy for such a long time.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things that you just had to talk about. You had to let, get your opinion out, and it makes sense. But more importantly, I think when we talk about everything going into the new season, because we got a lot of different things we're going to try to put out.
And
hopefully those who follow us
starts in a week.
Be on board with what we're doing. But this is just our time to kind of collectively take a deep breath and get ready for this first week and go into the season. Get your woosah on, and we'll go forward. But, yeah, man, smash the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the comment section, man. Love the interaction. We're going to take some of the suggestions people talked about. We're working on the thumbnail so we get our algorithm out there, man. And we just kind of constantly trying to improve and grind and get better, man. But we appreciate you taking this journey with us, man. I'm setting off Chris, man.
And I'm Brandon. This has been Frankly Football. Peace.
Peace.